Hello everyone and welcome back. They have released the next 6 talisman for the game, and honestly they are good talisman. Like all of them are the best that the hero could get, or one before the best. So all of them are very good talismans, and is making the note for the next coming talisman because really like all of them could be level up. So let's start saying that for me, the only one, the Fox one, is the one I will not consider or speak about it because despite it's a good talisman for Fox, Fox is not a good hero, so it's irrelevant if you get good or bad talisman because still being a bad hero, so it needs a reward. So I will not consider Fox. From the other 5 remaining talismans, in my opinion, the first time I saw it, I clearly identified physical attack for Fafnir is the best talisman Fafnir can get, and Fafnir is a very strong hero. Okay, so for me was this one. It was not a surprise at all, and it is the one that has 10,000 VIP points. Okay, this in one side. In the other side, Clever getting health is good talisman. I was expecting armor or health to be the best ones. He got health. He moved the health of Clever from 770k to approach 1 million. Remember that if you go to Clever, okay, this is the talisman. This is my role. Not amazing, but I don't care. If you go to stats, you will see that there is not 1 million. So why you say 1 million? Remember that Clever has this thing here, the last ability that gives you 3000 of strength. 1 point of strength is 40 points of health, which means this is approach 130k of health. So 130 plus almost 860, almost a million of health. Okay, this is quite relevant. I think it's a good talisman for him. Then we go back. Okay, so I was expecting it's a good talisman. The only issue for me is I honestly don't use that much Clever than before. Maybe I use every 2 or every 3 days, but it's not a ton that I use every day. So if you don't get it, it's not a big issue. I mean, it's better, but if you don't get it, it's okay. Then we have the other 3 talisman: physical attack for Cascade, health for Albanor, and physical attack for Corvus. I will go directly to the heroes. I think it will be better. So for Cascade, anything that you give to Cascade will be good because she has been the worst, in my opinion at least, the worst hero of the last year. We have Oya, we have Octavia, we have Kayla, we have Aiden, and we have Cascade. It's not because Cascade is a very bad hero. It's not bad. It's okay hero, maybe top 30, but the other 4 are very strong heroes that maybe are in the top 10 or top 15. So this is the issue, okay? He got physical attack. I think armor penetration could have been better. And the thing I am not yet sold from physical attack is because Cascade abilities, the percentage depending on physical attack, all of them depends on physical attack, but the percentage is very low. It's 2% here. I think this is 20, and the next is 7%. So really, you need really to have a lot of physical attack increase to really see a change. Maybe if Cascade gets a super skin physical attack between this and the talisman, it will make Cascade stronger. Okay, so but for me, I leave it to level 20 with 2. This is like almost like 30 or 40% of a physical attack skin. With agility will be almost half of a physical attack skin, but no more than this, okay, as it is today, waiting for the future. Okay, then the other one that was released that I have not seen, I have spoke about it but I have not speak, is the physical attack of Fafnir. Okay, like you see the stats currently of Fafnir: increase of health, which is dangerous. Now is 600,000, is too much health for him, will ultimate slower, but the physical attack is 52,000, 53,000, which is a lot. Okay, so the next hero I would like to discuss is Albanor. Albanor Gold Health. I think Magic Attack could have been better for him because all the abilities is based on Magic Attack, but it got health, is okay. As you see, I had level only 20, similar to Cascade. I am waiting, and I will explain later what I mean about waiting, but I give a little bit of health in a manner that move from 280, 290 to 320. Okay, so it's a little bit of improvement on health. For Albanor, it's a good talisman, but I am waiting, and the reason I'm waiting is because we are waiting for the next 2 months of Talisman. Then there will be 12 Talisman being released, and we have only 15 heroes pending. And I will do this in the second part of this video, explaining which heroes are pending and why I'm waiting, because I think they are very strong heroes that has not get the Talisman yet, and we don't have infinite crystals to upgrade the Talisman. At least in my case, I don't have. So I am missing at least 3 or 4 talismans. So I will need to be very careful in where I invest the talismans, okay? The crystal for the talismans. Finally, we have Corvus. I was super skeptic about Corvus, but when I tested, I will advise everyone to build Corvus Talisman. I think Corvus Talisman is probably the best talisman of the 6 that has been released. I was super concerned because the best could have been health. Okay, but Corvus cannot get health because it will be too much for his best ability, which is the Altar of Souls. It will increase too much the damage and the health of the altar, so they cannot give it. But remember that Talisman have 2 abilities. Has the strength, the main ability of the hero, plus 1 skill, like in this case, physical attack. This 2000 of strength is 80k more of health for Corvus, which increase her health, obviously, but also the damage of the altar. My Corvus is maxed out and the Gliss is 45. Okay, so if we go to stats, currently is 866 of health, which is a lot of health. It's a new trend of almost a million of health for tanks. But the Tower of Souls, as you can see here, is quite strong. Okay, a lot of life, like 1 million, about 1 million of health, and doing 22, 23k of damage is very good, particularly versus Jasmine and versus Kayla, which is the current meta. And rated for physical attack, I don't think it will have too much impact. As you see, it has increased around 1000 something reduction of defense, plus increase, I think, like 2500 the magic attack or physical attack of your team. I don't think it's a big change. I don't think physical attack is amazing. I will say armor could have been better for Corvus. Okay, like imagine he goes around 40k something of armor with 866 of health. It will be much stronger and much stronger wall. Okay, I think physical attack is not amazing, but however, all what the theory says when I have tested, and we will go to the test now, I am super happy to level up Corvus. So if you are going to level 1 talisman, I will say Corvus. If you are going to level 2, Corvus Fafnir, and then the next one will be Clever, which is what I have done. Okay. So let's go to training. One thing to say is I hope so it has no rotate because I was in wars. Let me pass the wars fast because I don't want. Okay. Here, what I have done is I have played with Clever and Fafnir, teams that use Clever and Fafnir, and see how it works, if there is any change. The traditional tough team, if you go with the traditional Amira, Faceless, Jorgen, still 10-0. You go to the best team in the game for offensive, in my opinion, Adio, you get 10-0. Okay. When you go with Astaroth and Fire Siblings, this is a surprise. Before was not that in favor of tough. So 6-4, it was worse. It was like 7-3 or 8-2. So good results here. Very good results with this version of Astaroth, Oya, Tristan, Kayla, and Astaroth and Fafnir, because you get 0-10. So as you see, using Fafnir and using Clever Talisman has improved the quality of the tough team. Okay, but again, against the natural counters, which is, for example, the one with Siri and Amira, is still 10-0. So at the end of the day, what I want to say is the Talisman improved the heroes, yes, but there is not a game change in the meta because you have or you don't have the Talisman. Okay, like being honest with you. Then the next team I wanted to try was the Clever Fafnir, but with Kayla instead of Artemis, and using Oya instead of Luther. Going with this team, which is the team of Corvus, Nature, and Astrid, which is usually the combination of team that I use against Tristan and Oya, you get 10-0. So nothing has changed here. Also remember that Corvus has the talisman. Okay, one important thing here I realized with the Corvus talisman is you don't lose any hero, whereas before you were losing a little bit sometimes, or you would see the health of the hero being half or much than less, and you see Astrid, which usually dies, it doesn't die this time. I think this is because of the Corvus talisman. Okay, then using Adio, again 10-0. If you don't have this team, build this team because in attack is incredible. Okay, and then I went with the version of Jasmine. And for me, the team that I always use versus this team is my own Dante Octavia. I use Aurora or I use Martha because both of them has very few armor but too much health, so it works very well against Jasmine. And because particularly Aurora has a lot of dodge, and Martha, the idea is Jasmine attack Martha, almost kill Martha, but Martha charge completely, and then you speed up the whole team to 200%, which is what the ultimate of Martha does, plus the armor of the artifact of Martha. It really goes very well. As you can see, there is almost no death except here, okay, and here, but it's quite good. And versus Aurora, sometimes you lose Aurora, sometimes you lose Iris, but with Martha looks like it's a little bit safer. But it's the teams I usually use against Jasmine. 10-0, there is no change for having Clever or having Fafnir talismans. Then when I see a big change is here, okay. I put Fire Siblings with Oya and Tristan and Fafnir, okay. And what I see the change here is not for Fafnir, it's for Corvus. As you see before, this team is the one you need to use against Fire Siblings, okay. But sometimes removing Albanor and putting Masi, other times I don't need to play with these games of which of the 3 heroes of nature I need to put in exchange of Morrigan or otherwise. After the release of the Talisman of Corvus, I'm getting 10-0 without really too much issues. Okay, you lose sometimes one hero, and here you lose usually Astrid, but you survive. The reason here is I think you need to play with Masi to do more damage. But anyways, this has been a very improvement on the Corvus Talisman. It's what I will recommend to everyone. Corvus Talisman. And it's relatively free to get. So this is the only talisman that if you do it. Okay, it's a big change, particularly versus Kayla and Jasmine. Okay, and finally, what I mentioned before, Adio always wins. So Adio 10-0. Okay, so hope it helps to see the new talisman. Against Corvus, the only one I will do. If you can get Fafnir and that's it. Clever is not really mandatory, and the rest wait for. Okay, and then the second part of the video that I wanted to do, and honestly I think that is the important part, is to review what are the 15 heroes that they are pending, because what I will do if I was you is remember that one talisman costs 18,000 of crystals, so count how many crystals do you have. Remember that for event you can get 1 to 2 crystals. Okay, so there are 2 pending events mainly, where we will get 12 of the 15 remaining heroes talismans. So imagine we'll say something in the middle, we will get a crystal for 3 talismans, plus how many talismans do you have right now? In my case, I have 5. So I will be able to level up 8 talismans only from the 12 remaining, plus the one I have not leveled up, this Albanor and Cascade, and I have not leveled up. Okay, what are these heroes? So if we go to tanks, the tanks I honestly use 90% of the times with the current meta, again, and this is important, is these 5 ones, okay? And I would say Clever, I don't use that often. For this, I did Clever and I did Corvus because the time I use. But we see here Julius. Julius has not get the talisman yet, and it's a talisman that 100% I will recommend. I don't care what is going to be the talisman, but only because of strength, you will get 80k more of health to Julius, which is almost equivalent to another health skin, and Julius needs health skin. If it's magic defense, if it's armor, will be good. If it's health, will be good. If it's physical attack, will be amazing, will be brutal, okay? And if it's critical hit, will be the worst, but still you will get almost 1 extra health skin for Julius. Anything you can give to Julius is very important because it's a very good tank, and also it's the best tank that improve when you improve the glyphs of the tank. Okay, so if you are going to do the tank class, then Julius should be your first hero that you level up. Okay, so very good. From here, then if we analyze related to meta, we know that for progress team, Isaac, which is also a very good hero, has not get the talisman, not Ginger. I don't like Ginger too much. I think that's a much better option. The problem of Ginger is very slow and only works with engineer team. And currently engineer team is not meta. I think now it's medium level team. I don't use that much more anymore like progress, not because it's a bad team, it's because Tristan Oya doesn't work well against fighting with progress against that team. Instead you use Sebastian Jasmine maybe. It doesn't work well versus the majority of Octavia teams. It doesn't work well when you fight against Aiden Sessa with Martha and Faceless Jorge. Not always, sometimes yes, sometimes no. It's not 100% guaranteed to victory. So I would say Isaac is very good. and Ginger is very good. Maybe the new Talisman made this team to go back again to be top, because maybe he's able to beat Oya Tristan. We don't know yet. So I will be careful, or I will be saving, like, for sure Julius, but Isaac and Ginger, I will move it to the backup. Also, and something I forgot, there is also the last tank, a part of Julius, which will be Luther. Luther was a tank that I was using before a lot. No anymore with the current meta, but it's a good tank. I think if Luther gets health or gets armor, it will make much more reliable. It's a little bit low in health currently. So I think there's another hero that you need to take into account, the same than Ginger and Isaac. Maybe you level up, So far I would say only Julius. And then we go to the second meta team, which is Nature. Okay. This team was high level, it moved to medium level, and then it's low medium level. Iris destroys this team, but I am using almost every day in attack this team because it's the best team against Oya Tristan Kayla, where you put Astrid and Corvus, and then you beat it. All the compositions that use Kayla with Oya and Tristan, I use this team. So because of the current meta, sometimes there are teams that they were not good or they were amazing, but because something happens in the meta, and there is a new team where this team is better, or you need this team, and this is what is currently happening. Albanor got health, but I don't know what will be Masi. I don't know what will be Mojo. Maybe they release a very strong talisman, and then I need to level up these three, which means you need three talisman for these three heroes, which is quite relevant. Something you need to take into account. So you can say Julius, and maybe Isaac or Ginger or Luther, and then you have the full Nature Mam team, where also two of them plus Albanor, because I have not leveled up Albanor, maybe they need the talisman. As I mentioned, in my case, I have 8-9 talisman max only available to level up. Okay, another important two heroes that they are pending are these two. Orion, it was falling a little bit behind. It charged too much the enemy team for this not used anymore. It was used before with Nature, but he got right now super skin health, and then talisman is 1.5 skin plus 1.5 skin of the default one. So this is like saying he will get maybe in 1 or 2 months 3.5 skins plus 1.5 skin of default. So it's like getting 4 skins in 2 months. The super skin health is equivalent to 2 skins plus whatever is the talisman plus the default skin, the 1.5 default skin, which is what the talisman gives you. So it will be a lot of improvement for Orion, that maybe if that talisman is magic attack, will make Orion to come back. Something you need to take into consideration. And then we have Amira. Amira is a high-end gem that is sometimes you can have an amazing results, other times no. It's a little bit not trustworthy sometimes, but it's very strong, sync very well with Mystic heroes. And if this talisman that is released is magic attack, you will make Amira alone being able to kill teams without requiring anyone else, only requiring time to be able to put the gold. And taking into account that the new hero most likely is going to be Polaris, and it has not been confirmed, Polaris, in my opinion, if it's Polaris, will be a Mystic hero. So maybe we have some kind of control team with Mystics, where Amira will have an important relevance, because it's not only the gold, it's also the abilities that Amira gives. Okay, so maybe Polaris Amira with Nebula could be very strong. Again, we don't know what Polaris will do. It's different than what it does in Facebook, but it's a control hero. So maybe it's the counter to this Octavia Dante. We don't know yet, but I need to reserve a talisman for Amira in case it's magic attack. Okay. And then finally, and the reason that I'm saying wait and save, there are these irrelevant 5 heroes that has not get talismans, or 4 heroes now because Cascade got it, which are also pending. These are, if we remove Cascade from here, these 4 heroes are top 10 or top 15 in the current meta. So you need to save at least 4 talisman for them, in case, or 3 talisman in case that one of the talisman is very bad. But any of the talisman that you are going to get, like any talisman Kayla gets, I will put it Oya the same, probably Octavia the same, Aiden the same. So at the end, you have this Julius, and I will put 100%. Then you have these 4 heroes that I will put is already 5 talisman. So then I have only 3 or 4. One could be going to Cascade, maybe one could go to Amira, then the other 3 go to Nature, and then I not have enough for Ginger or Isaac, or I don't have enough for other heroes like Orion, So this is the problem. So for this I'm saying, wait, don't spend the crystal. Like I can say, like, Corvus do it, Fafnir do it, Cleaver doesn't need it, Albanor doesn't need it, Cascade doesn't need it, so wait, because maybe the next Talisman are very bad. They release two important heroes, but they are super bad, and then you can come back and level up the ones that you didn't level up during this round. But if I was you, I will wait to see, because there are that many good heroes pending Talisman, and they are going to be released in the next month and in 2 months, then it's worth it to wait for it. Okay, it's my opinion. And again, one thing I would like to clarify at the end is, when I say something is not worth it, it's not like it's going to be, it's very bad. You could have situations where having it, the skin, will allow you to win or not allow you to win. Okay, when I say is for the generic teams, for the generic use cases, the teams are used to win 10-0 against these teams, or in defense, I don't see a big change. Always having extra armor, extra magic defense, extra physical attack, if improve the hero, only in very particular exceptions. But how much it improves is the point. When I say it's not worth it, means it doesn't improve too much. Okay, so hope it helps. And